Woo! Hello, everybody. Super glad to be here. I'm co-founder, Chief Commercial Officer at Synthminds, a full-service AI agency. Today, I want to talk to you how we went from focusing how to talk to AI, which I mean prompt engineering, to focusing how to talk to humans about AI. But not only that, I want to also address how we can build solutions tailored for human needs, but also build ramps so people actually know how to use the solutions. But first, before I start, I want to ask you, how many of you watch AI-related content on YouTube? Here you go, nice. Well, among many other things, I have a YouTube channel. And it turns out that one of the co-founders at TechChill also watches YouTube. And he saw this video. And I promise to you, this is not the type of video where I tell you how to use ChatGPT to make millions. In this video, I shared my raw and unfiltered experience and reality of working in AI. And this is exactly what I'm going to try to achieve with you today as well. So while almost 3 million people watched me last year, what I got to see was more than 12,000 comments. And if we know anything about startups, ability to interact with your potential customers, to hear what they want, what they fear, what is concerning to them, is your superpower. And it was superpower for me, for our company as well. The thing about me that I love research. In 2020, I was in charge of this research project. Maybe some of you maybe even seen it, Baltic startup scene report. And maybe because I'm sentimental, I'm back in Baltics, I'm so happy to be here, I went back to this report and I looked at the 150 startups that we selected back then. Out of 150 startups, 3 were in AI space. Out of those 3, 2 were in medtech and 1 in cybersecurity. So I just want you to keep that in mind because I will get back to this. So if you combine all the comments I get, all the interactions and hundreds of messages, together with our work in education trained over 20,000 people, as well as our solutions and work with enterprise clients, and partnerships with dozens of AI startups, we get to something that keeps me at night. This idea of Society 1 and Society 2. Society 1 being early adopters benefiting from this technology today, and Society 2 people who get influenced and start resisting this technology. The thing is that now, more than ever, what we need is people to adapt to this technology faster than ever. We heard it from all the tech CEOs. But the thing is that there are two things right now. One giant thing is now we have social media. People are being influenced on a daily basis, and if I would summarize, it's just so much noise. Another thing we can look into, how can we actually build ramps so that more and more people could actually adopt this technology? How can we help them? I want to share with you this experiment. So researchers invited in a waiting room people. The first 3 were actors. And those actors were instructed that every time a bell goes ding, they stand up. Every time a bell goes ding, they sit down. The first participant comes in, the bell goes ding, actors stand up. The bell goes ding. What do you think that first participant does? And more important, what do you think that you would do? The participant sits down together with actors. With no information, no context, follows the crowd. Participant 1 after another comes in a room, the bell goes ding, everyone sits down, the bell goes ding, everyone stands up, to the point that initial 3 actors left the room, and people would still follow this behavior. The reason I'm sharing with you this today, and by the way, is this experiment was replicated many different times, and it's art conformity experiment. You can look it up. The reason I'm sharing this because we as humans are incredibly adaptable. And that is the reason why we're actually here today and why we adapted to all the previous technologies as well. That being said, we're also very easily influenced, and to the point that we get manipulated. So what do people do when they are confused, like these people in a waiting room? Anybody want to guess? No? Okay, here, what do you think? Ask questions. Good guess. I agree with you, but what we've seen that when people are confused, especially about AI, first they start fearing it, then they start resisting it, or even resenting it, but worse than that, they kind of lose their common sense and reasoning. Same as those people in the waiting room. And I want to illustrate this for you here. I know it's a lot, so I will just break it to you. 3 weeks ago, I talked with this woman, Rosemary, and Rosemary watched all my videos, and she watched a video a year ago where I, for the first time, shared about prompt engineering and how much company like Anthropic is paying these prompt engineers, and it was something between 280, to be honest, it doesn't matter because it confuses people big time. And the thing is, it also doesn't really matter what type of opinion about prompting you have. Because I can tell you, I've seen it all, and the biggest problem here is that people are confused. Nobody really explained them why companies pay so much. The reason they pay so much, because prompt engineers know how to talk to AI. They know how to manipulate it and get it to do whatever you want. I just want you to imagine if you have a person in your startup who can, with the language, get other people to do whatever you want, to get you investors, to get you clients, how valuable is that person in your company? Other spectrum of that, 3 weeks ago, I'm not kidding, the same day I got a comment where somebody said, I never heard about prompt engineering before. But also, all the other comments of people being confused, saying this is nonsense, it will go away. And the thing is that we don't need to worry about Rosemaries of this world. They will be fine. What you should worry about is all the people in between who are getting skeptical about AI. And that hinders the adoption of also early adopters. And I'm very well aware that majority of you here today are early adopters and innovators. But I think it's more important than ever that you hear this. The difference this time is that we're asking people not to adopt some finished product. Maybe it's half-baked, but finished. What we're asking people is to adopt an idea, this magical idea of AI, what it could do, or even AGI, where people who are creating it don't even agree what it means. And to top it off, and I had a hard time phrasing the slide, but I chose AI startups, but I think false promises, what we are seeing, and what people are experiencing. Let me break it down to you this slide. First, excitement. If before traction for startup was important, and if there is any investors in this room, traction means nothing in current state of social media. If a startup can't have this boom, it says more about their ability to market and use social media as well as influencer marketing. Because anybody today with a half-baked product can have that boom. But what happens afterwards is, you can guess when these startups go to raise money, right at the top. But what doesn't get talked about is everything what happens afterwards. How users experience the product, and how disappointed they get, and how resistant they start growing towards this type of product. And I just want to also say that, this is not just pointing fingers at AI startups. If we look at the retention, how AI products or companies are being used, I can tell you even ChatGPT has 14% retention of a product of monthly active users as compared to previous technological adoption, social media, raising over 50 or 60%. On top of that, people need to navigate this. And this is only artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data landscape. I didn't even added AI startups in here. The thing is that it's our job as a full-service AI agency to navigate all of this for our clients, and that's exhausting as well. So to kind of summarize this part, I want to share with you this image, which I think describes the current landscape accurately. It is a historical image from MIT, and it says that trying to get education at MIT is like trying to get a drink from the fire hose. People are tired, they are overwhelmed, and they are also confused. So for the last part, I want to share with you a couple of approaches. What we believe that if we change how we talk to people, and also if we start focusing for building products not for investors, but for people and what actually people need, and we see huge change in our business. And if as a bootstrapped agency we can do that, anybody in this room can do that. So first thing, changing how we talk to people. I became completely resistant to this phrase. AI is not going to take your job, human using AI will. Why we are turning humans against humans? If we learned one thing from history in every previous technological adoptions, one fact remains. AI, there was always more jobs created. We wouldn't have Amazon if we didn't have internet. We wouldn't have social media platforms if we didn't have smartphones. So what I want to propose to you today is AI is not going to take your job. AI will create new jobs. And World Economic Forum estimates, and take it with a grain of salt, there is many different numbers, but 85 million jobs may be replaced. And that's true, probably. But what doesn't get talked enough is that maybe 97 million new jobs are going to be created. I'm an example of that. I am a content creator talking about AI. That did not exist. Rosemary's job did not exist. 4 years ago, if I would pitch that I'm going to start full-service AI agency, that was not really a thing. Another phrase, AGI that surpasses humans, you will see this everywhere. All the benchmarks. How about that AGI that enhances humans? What we see in healthcare and medtech, people get ability to walk, they get ability to talk. This technology, if you understand how it works today, not someday, today, and understanding its limitations and possibilities, we can create incredible things. Other aspect of enhancing humans, your domain expertise is your superpower. If automation was multiplier, AI is an exponent. And your domain expertise, if you're a bioengineer, if you're a software engineer, for one, you will know better how to prompt and manage AI. Another thing, you will know better how to detect hallucinations. So Andrej Karpathy, co-founder of OpenAI, famously said, build a thing, number one, build RAMs for the thing. I can tell you one thing, what I learned from working with training people and enterprise clients. 90% of people don't need to know how to build a car. They don't even need to know how a car works. What people need to know is how to drive a car, where to get gas, where to get driver's license, what are rules and regulations on the road once we get out there. And this is just an example, one of the reviews, and what we see all the time, that RAMs fuel adoption. And there are many courses in education online, and we develop programs for Stanford or Yeshiva University too. But the thing is that majority of those, once you go into, teach you how to build a car. And what people need, the everyday people who are skeptical, we need to show them how to actually use this technology today, not a promise again for tomorrow, but today, and how to apply it to their work. And what we see then, that we see actual change, and more importantly, change in the habit. And I want to tell you kind of funny, not so funny story. At the very beginning when we started getting requests from clients, we had this huge entertainment company, like in trillions. And we went on a call and we were like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. We joined the Zoom call, and as everyone else, we are like, we want AI. What can you do? How much does it cost? For 40 minutes, we went hard at them. We can do this, we can do that, all the buzzwords. The thing is, when I went back and looked at the footage from Fireflies, what I saw that you could see this businessman just fading away, just zoning out. Fair to say we didn't get with client, but we learned all the lessons for all the future clients that we actually got. Everybody wants shiny AI thing. The thing is that what people actually need is a reliable and secure solutions that are tailored to their unique business, unique vertical, and unique needs, and their infrastructure plus their business landscape regulations. Talking about what people need, I also want to bring back those 3 startups from the Baltics, what people actually think it is important for AI applications in present day. The top 3, what you are seeing here, is medical breakthroughs, better security, research and development, and we're expanding our team as well in medtech. And those 3 Baltic startups in 2020, we're building exactly at the top what's important. The bottom one, where we see majority of solutions, are personal assistance, space exploration, and new forms of art and entertainment. So just ignore space exploration because I'm no expert in that, but I think this image is very, very telling. Last example, I want to kind of leave with you that our human AI synthesis, and what I mean by that is not chip in the head because that's of tomorrow. I want you to focus on what we can do today, that tomorrow actually comes and people actually adopt that. If you build with empathy, not just for your client or the solution that you're trying to solve, or the venture capital money that you might get, but if you build a solution that actually benefits client but also everybody involved, what we see is openness of people impacted to change and adopt this. And example here is we have a client who publishes 750 YouTube videos on their product, they are not influencer, in 20 different languages. They run almost like a small Hollywood production. The problem here is that if they want to change something, they have to go back to the voice actors. That's 72 hours turnaround, and it involves around 10 people in the process. Multiply that by 750, and you get really expensive, big problem. The thing is that NVIDIA brought us to the startup called Morpheme, and we changed their name. They are Evox now because my team always laughs I can't pronounce their name. This startup, what we do is, their aim is to give voice actors digital twins. But what I mean by that is that there is so much smart technology behind it. My co-founder is fractional CTO in this company. There is blockchain, encryption, voice identification, all of that, what client doesn't need to know or doesn't want to know. But now our client gets voice instantly, and voice actors get compensated instantly. It works almost like a Spotify streaming service. And what's exciting here is that you see the CEO of this company from day one worked with script writers and actors guild in US, but also over 300 voice actors and celebrities, as well as lawmakers. And this is the first type of voice encryption software that actually compensates people, and is the best one we've seen on the market. And I'm biased, but I can promise to you. The thing is, there is many different ways how to go from point A to point B. Maybe you don't need to fly a plane to your local grocery store. And maybe people don't need 10 different cars costing $20 every month to drive individual family members. For one client, we are building multi-agent orchestration system, and we're piloting it now. For another one, we have built integrated second brain on their existing softwares with multi-agents as well. I have this last example, but I'm out of time, so this is just, I wanted to tell you a small, easy example of useful versus not so useful, but I will skip this. If you want to talk to me, please get in touch. I'm really excited to share our experiences with you. Custom integrations. Take hundreds of things, combine them in one that client can actually use and get need from that, and then please change. If you took anything from this talk, please, maybe next time, instead of saying that another human will take your job, maybe this time say that there is going to be more jobs. So let's change how we talk to people about AI. Let's build things that people actually need, and let's build ramps so people actually know how to use them so they can adopt them. Thank you so much.